Welcome back to the Honor Cast. My name is Nathan Heredia, and with me is
Elise Richmond.
Elise. Can you believe that we've been doing this for what, 3 episodes?
3 episodes.
Wow, they grow up so fast.
Look at us, all grown. It's gone by really fast.
Yeah,
hasn't it? We're almost halfway with this.
It is
series that we're doing.
Yeah, we're going for 7. So
yeah,
this is pretty exciting. Well, Elise, what is on the docket today? What are we talking about?
We're going to be talking about academic advising. Is that right?
At least what we're going to be talking about today is you're admitted, now what?
Oh, yeah.
So
we want to prepare for the first day of school.
Of course. Because at this point, if you're listening, you have already been admitted, because that's what we talked about last episode. Mm-hmm. So now what do you do? You've been admitted to a certain major, certain college. Who do you talk to? Where do you go? So on and so forth.
What do I do on the first day of school?
You go to class, I guess.
Yes, but how do I find my classes? ASU is huge,
Pull up
and
a
I'm
map.
scared. I'm a freshman or a transfer. What do I do?
It's a fair question. Well, we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff today. We're going to talk about so many resources, so make sure as you're going along in the episode, make sure you go to the episode description. We'll have a bunch of links. Go to our website, look at our Instagram, so on and so forth. So, Elise, should we start with academic advising?
Let's do it, man.
All right. So boring, right? Just
I
kidding.
mean, maybe.
So the fun thing about academic advising and a little bit of insight into me is before I was with the Pat Tillman Veterans Center, I was actually at Watts College. Shout out all my social work people. As an academic advisor, front desk student worker. Mm-hmm. So I got
you
to
have
be
a lot more experience in this than I do.
Yeah, I got to be firsthand the one taking calls, pointing people in the right direction, and then working with the academic advising team to figure out what the right answer was for certain people. And I even got to the point where I felt knowledgeable enough where I could kind of give people an idea of what classes they needed to enroll in instead of going through the whole process of 2 to 3 months of waiting for appointments to open up.
Oh, so we don't even need a guess. I'll just be interviewing you today, basically.
Here's the thing that's...
You know all the answers.
Yeah, well, here's the thing that's probably worth throwing out there is we are not academic advisors.
No.
So we will give some advice. We'll point you in directions. We'll give some answers. But it's, of course, a really good idea to at least double check these things. If you go to your My ASU and you scroll to the bottom right where it says academic advising, it says who your advisor is as well as your academic advisor team. So if you're with, let's say, social work at Watts College, it would be SSW advising at asu.edu, I believe. So, and that goes to a team of people. So even though you have your assigned advisor, there are other people who can answer your questions as well. Anyways, okay. Elise, let's get started. Academic advising.
Okay. Well, One of the first things is you're enrolled, you have an academic hold.
Yep.
What's that about?
So the academic hold is it's basically to stop you from just enrolling into whatever class you want to do.
Okay.
So let's say, again, social work. Let's say you're enrolled into social work and you want to just take an advanced business course like what is
taxes.
it? Yeah. Like business 351.
Yeah.
You're a first-year student. You've taken no other business courses. So the academic hold is basically to prevent you from doing things where you need to go back and reverse them.
Perfect.
So an academic hold is as simple as clicking a button to have it lifted. All you really need to do is just meet with an advisor.
Okay.
And when you meet with an advisor, for the first time, they would give you a list of what classes you need to enroll in, an idea of where your major map will take you, and we'll talk about major maps a little bit, but what classes you're going to be taking during your time at ASU. And so by the end of that, they have walked you through what classes you need to enroll in for the first semester, maybe the first 3 semesters. And for Chapter 31 people, maybe a little bit more. So, yeah. Should we talk about the major map?
I guess, you already brought it up.
Yeah. Elise, tell us a little bit about like your experience specifically with the advising side. Because I've worked in the advising department, I kind of have an idea of how things go. But from your point of view, what was your experience with major map and degree audits?
Well, to be fair, I did not go to school at ASU. So I didn't have really a major map. And I obviously had my academic advisor and the team Mine was kind of hard to get a hold of. We were a small school, but I think we were understaffed, so it was hard to get in touch with my advisor. And I think it's the same here because it's a big school with so many students, but it's just getting your appointments in ahead of time and making sure you can meet with them to get these holds lifted.
Yeah.
That was what was hard for me, is planning enough in advance to get it done in time and not have any delays on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a good idea because, like I said, like it can take anywhere from 2 months to 3 months depending on how small that advising department is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
something like business, engineering, maybe you won't run into that, but something as small as, Watts College, I mean, that's what, 4 different majors or 4 different schools. There's like 2 or 3 advisors there.
Right,
Serving
right.
hundreds of people.
Yes.
So, well, with the major map, I can go over like what that really is.
Yeah.
You can access the major map before you even start at the school.
Oh.
So if you just Google what you're interested in doing, so let's say criminology, criminal justice, you can just Google criminology, criminal justice, ASU, click on the first link, and from there you can see what classes you need to take while you're at school. But again, that academic hold prevents you from just enrolling in your third semester's classes in your first semester. So that's the idea with the major map. It's not necessarily completely accurate in what you have done already or what you need to do. That's why we do DARS. And DARS is basically a degree audit to see what credits you have and what credits you have and what else you need to do. Okay, so with DARS, it's really hard to read, especially
What does DARS stand for?
Oh God, let's
Yeah.
take a look.
I don't know anything about DARS, honestly.
So DARS is the Degree Audit Resource.
What is the S?
I don't know actually.
Darn.
Okay, Degree Audit Reporting System.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Here's the actual description. This tool shows you in real time how classes you've taken or are currently taking apply towards your major and overall degree requirements.
Oh, okay.
So again, it is kind of tricky to read.
How
That's why it's good to talk with an advisor.
how is this different from the major map? This is something after you've already enrolled and picked your okay.
So the major map is specific to the degree. The DARS report is specific to you. What
Okay.
courses you've taken.
Oh, okay.
What credits are applying to
Okay.
what. So with producer Sean was telling us when he was having some issues when he enrolled into ASU because he was coming from a community college and not all of those transferred over. For our military connected folks, some people accrued different credits while they were in service.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Yeah.
so I have some Air Force buddies who did some engineering, did an engineering job, and then when they transferred over to ASU, those ended up being like really weird credits, like advanced mechanics for like shuttles. I don't know.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like it's not actually a class at ASU, and so those credits just kind of sit there as unused. Sometimes they can be used as electives, but once you reach a certain amount of electives, they're just there. So
I don't mean to spin off, but is this
You're good.
where the PCE comes in for
Yes.
students? Okay. The
That's
prior credit and evaluation
Yes.
form? Yeah.
So the prior credit evaluation is basically the same thing, and it's kind of specific to, I believe it's not specific to just like military universities, like whatever the Navy has,
Right.
or the community college of the Air Force, but it's also for when you're transferring in with other credits, so that they can kind of navigate like JSTs and
To keep track of everything.
exactly. Not if you're not a military connected student and you're listening, you don't need to do a PCE. So they have different systems for different things.
Right.
Anyways, something else that we wanted to bring up is when you're using Chapter 31, it's required that you have an academic plan. And I kind of touched on this a little bit before. What is an academic plan? What do you think an academic plan is? Not to put you on the spot.
Well, I would think it's kind of the same as what the major map is like
Yeah.
what you're like how many upper division things you're going to have to take, how many lower division things you're going to have to take.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
That's the thing. That's what I would think.
But
and
it's
that's
not what it is.
That's kind of what it is.
Okay.
But the thing is, you can't just submit the major map as like your academic plan. Even though it is an academic plan, it needs to be specific to you as a
Okay.
Chapter 31 person. So that's why it's a good idea to reach out to your advisor and say, hey, I'm using a specific benefit that requires a full list of what classes I'm going to take so they can decide whether that counts for my program.
Right.
So they can either just your advisor can either take the major map and just kind of copy it over and then make it specific to you, or you could just have them write a note saying, this is like a letter saying, this is the major map and this is the classes so-and-so needs to take and so on and so forth.
And where is that submitted? An academic plan?
An academic plan goes directly to the Chapter 31 counselor.
Okay.
So, yeah. But if
Yeah.
you have questions, I mean, you could always reach out to our team and
Right.
we
Right.
can
Right.
connect you.
Okay. Yeah.
One other thing, we
No, go ahead.
we were talking with our unpaid interns Ken and Jocelyn today.
Random students out, out and about.
Is Ken here? He is. Okay. So something that Ken was bringing up was how he enrolled in a class in one area of campus, and then 15 minutes later, he has another class starting on the complete other side of campus. So something to consider before you start enrolling in classes is make sure that you know where they are.
Yeah. Good. So that goes into the first day of school things. Is you want to arrive early to know, like, when I was starting school, I literally came a week before and went to campus and spotted where all of my buildings were, like before school even started. So I'm like, I don't want to be the person who misses their first class because they couldn't find it,
Yeah.
So
No,
look as early as you can. If you know, if you know now, well, obviously school's already started, but if you know 2 weeks before school starts what classes you have and you live in the area.
Yeah. That would be my recommendation is like either come early if you can and take a tour of campus and like get to know where you're at. And if you are like your first day in Arizona is going to be like the first day of school, try to map it out on like Google Maps. You have the building names, Engineering Wing C or Memorial Union or.
And they do have an ASU map.
Yeah.
I think you can get it on your phone if you have the app, the ASU app.
Yeah.
And I think it does help, but ideally, I think if you like to be more prepared, feel more prepared instead of rushing last minute.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's not a good feeling to be late to class
And
on the
this
first day.
big campus, no.
And it's not even just Tempe too. It's like whether you're at West
Yeah.
downtown, like they're pretty spread out enough where it's a good idea to know where you're going.
Yes.
Anyways, okay, moving on.
Yeah. LIA.
Yes.
LIA.
Yes.
This is a class.
So I want to talk about LIA 294, which is student success in the college. And everybody needs to take.
And you teach this.
I do teach this class. Not to plug, not to make a little self plug. So everybody who starts at ASU or really any other college should be taking something like ASU 101.
Yeah.
Elise, what do you think ASU 101 is?
How to be a successful student.
Oh my gosh, you just nailed it.
I was gonna say we had something almost exactly similar at my school too. So
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cross campus.
It's typically a 1-credit class, and it basically is what you just said.
Yeah.
It's just like, where do I go for this? What is this? How do I do this?
Yeah.
How to navigate Canvas.
Yes.
Yes. So the interesting thing about ASU 101 and 1-credit classes is that you translate it over. A 1-credit hour class means you should really only be spending 1 hour per week.
Yes.
Outside of class.
Right.
Doing
Right.
assignments. So that gives you an idea of what ASU 101 is. But LAA 294 is basically that same idea of how do you become an ASU student and how do you succeed while at ASU. But it's also about connecting with your veteran peers because it's entirely for veteran students.
Yeah.
And so my class this year there's just 5 of us, or actually there's six of us, including me. And we don't sit in a circle, but we do talk about how they're doing in their courses, what assignments they're dealing with, if they're having any issues connecting with different departments, with their VA payments.
Okay.
It's a very micro focus in terms of like a veteran support group almost.
Right. But there is a curriculum.
There is.
Yeah, it's a book.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you remember Sean Bonzoff,
Yes.
Sean Bonzoff wrote a book about trauma. So it's called The 5 L's. Whatever. Anyways, actually, let me Google it.
Something with trauma, PTSD.
So the 5 L's is, no, that's not it. The 5 L's, a practical guide for helping loved ones living with trauma.
Yes.
Or sorry, I lied. The 5 L's, a practical guide for helping loved ones heal after trauma. Is that what I just said? I don't know.
Somewhat. Same
Anyways.
thing. Same diff.
So the class is not about trauma, but the class, we use the book as kind of a way to talk about our personal experiences and what that transition is like as a adult with a career in the past, transitioning into being a student full time, and how tricky that can be.
Yeah.
So it's great. I would go ahead.
Just to clarify, this is just for veterans. This is not for dependents. Or can it be? What's the guideline?
That's a good question. It is a class just for veterans.
Okay. That's what it sounds like. Because
Yeah.
it's for their community somewhat.
Yeah. It's if you're a military connected person, you can reach out and we can see if we can work something out. But I believe it's just for veterans.
Okay.
And it's also like it's invite only. It's pretty cool. So if you are interested in doing that instead of ASU 101, please reach out to PTVC Advocate at asu.edu and we can see about getting you enrolled. Anyways, moving on.
Sales,
Boom.
another acronym.
What do you know about sales? Because I talk about it all the time.
Learning disability.
It stands for Student Accessibility and Inclusive Learning Services.
Okay.
So sales is great because, as most people know, there is a law in place that prevents discrimination, especially in public institutions, such as ASU. So ASU has a program or a department entirely focused towards helping people with service-connected disabilities. If they're struggling in classes and they need a little bit of extra time on a test, they need a ramp to get up to class, or like their class is only accessible via stairs. That shouldn't be a problem nowadays, but that's why that law was created, to make sure that people are able to get into class. If something's preventing you from going to class, maybe Zooming in instead. So
Right.
It's pretty great. It's very easy to apply. It's not like the military where you have a entire folder of like all of your medical documents. It's not that intense. You don't need to sign over everything. It's as simple as a doctor's note.
Okay.
And you can apply via You're My ASU.
Okay.
It should be under, let's see.
I'm sure if you Google.
Yeah. On My ASU, just go to service, the service tab
Okay.
under My ASU.
Service tab.
Easy peasy. Or you can give them a call via their website, sales, ASU. Anyways,
On to the next.
yeah. VA benefits. What do we want to say here?
What do we want to say? Just a teeny tiny
Yes.
bit.
If you're tuning in, you might be wondering, what do I do with all of these forms? And we already kind of touched on PCEs.
And we will go into more depth about benefits in another episode. Correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are going to have the VA benefits episode next week. And Joni is very kind enough to join us. She's our school certifying official. So please look forward to that.
What about the Pell Grants and all that stuff that you can enroll in?
Producer Sean, I'm so glad you asked that question about how to access Pell Grants. And that's fun because we're actually going to talk about scholarships and financial aid. So Pell Grants, really fun stuff this is. It's as simple as doing the FAFSA. I believe it's like FAFSA.gov,
Okay.
FAFSA.gov.
So is this a loan?
No, it's...
Okay.
Wait, you
I
never
don't
used
know.
a Pell Grant? Okay.
No.
So Pell Grants are... Let me start over.
Okay.
So the FAFSA
Yes.
is a government thing that basically connects you as a student with different opportunities for scholarships. So one of the big things is Pell Grants. So if you do not make a certain amount of money, or your parents don't make a certain amount of money when you go to college, the government will say, okay, well, we're going to help you out. You're just a student. Here's some money. So with Pell Grants, you can ask financial aid for a little bit more insight, but with Pell Grants, they're grants, so you don't actually owe any money. It's just a kind of a free handout from the government. And the hardest thing is doing the FAFSA because it's a really long form.
Yeah.
But if you do it 1 year, all you got to do the next year, it saves. So all you got to do the next year is just update your tax information.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we don't oversee anything with FAFSA. We obviously, because this is a public institution, the government works with ASU to process those. So if you have specific questions about the FAFSA, I would recommend talking to or going to their support page. If you're having issues on the ASU side, I would talk to financial aid.
Yeah.
Producer Sean made a great point, and I want to have him say his thing.
Bring him on.
Bring on producer Sean.
So, hello, Elise.
Hello, Sean.
Elise is my boss.
Producer Sean. Isn't that a fun world?
It is. So in the wild and wacky world that we live in, this is something that is absolutely fun that I enjoy doing and love that I can bring this to you guys here for the Pat Dillon Vet Center.
It would not have been done without you, Mr. Man. So
That's okay. We're going to get better every single time. But,
Pell Grants.
yes, going on what Sean is saying. So the Pell Grants, what they are, and Nathan definitely hit a nail on the head with this, is that it's money set aside for students to apply for, and it's not a loan at all. It's for you to help get you on your feet because obviously college costs a lot.
Right.
And the thing about that is that it's set aside so that, yes, it takes away a little bit of that burden and that expenses. Now, granted, you still got to do the rigmarole of typing everything out and trying to qualify for it,
Right.
which I promise you, sometimes a pain in the butt. The things that are worth fighting for, just go and do it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
your money to spend on what you want. Now, being a transfer student from Pima Community College, all of a sudden, I just saw this figure show up, and I panicked at first. I had to go to finance. I said, "Whoa, is this a grant?" Because it said applied. I was like, "What is this? I don't know this. I don't want to apply any money. I don't want to pay anything at the end of the semester. I want to be done."
Yeah.
And there is specifically a reward that if you graduate with 3.5 or higher, and you transfer to Arizona State University, they give you $2,000 for the first 2 semesters, which means the fall semester, $2,000. If I maintain that GPA, I have a 3.6. We're going to keep it going. It allows you to go for another one to finish out for the spring semester, another $2,000.
And can you can get that your first, if you're a traditional student, first semester or no?
It specifically says transfer.
Okay.
It says transfer, like stipend.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
So, it's just like,
Okay.
And I was like, wait a minute. I thought that was something like I activated by accident, and I had to go and said no. They're like, basically, they looked at me like an idiot. Like, how do you know this? You're a good student. Here's your money. What are you complaining about? I'm like,
Wow.
I'm not complaining. I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I bet there's so many students that don't know about that because they probably don't advertise. They probably don't advertise it very well because it's
Right.
free money.
So you that are watching the podcast right now, if you're thinking about transferring to ASU and you have above a 3.5,
Get your
That
money.
money's for you.
You're smart. You earned it. Yeah.
so
Do you have anything else to say, producer Sean?
no. Again, I want you guys basically that are watching this podcast, please let us know in the comments. Let us know how we can improve it. Let us know what guests you want to see here. We'll see what they can reach out to. Who knows? Listen, this is the Pat Dillon Vet Center. We have some pull here at ASU, do we not? So who knows what we can get? I mean, we had Sean Bonds off episode number 1. It's
true.
And you got Nate and you got Elise here.
I mean, we are the big dogs.
That's what I'm saying. Our office is on top of the stadium. Just saying.
True. Mine is at least.
Mine's in the basement.
Nate does work in the basement. We
Right.
like to keep him there.
We love it. But the biggest thing is that for the podcast, it's not only just for the veterans, but it's for anybody that watches it that has questions. Because we have the mailbag segment. I know Nathan loves getting into that because we have that set up to where you can just email questions that you have, and we'll get to the bottom of it and basically get other information to you as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm gonna go behind there. I've had enough time. Maybe one day I'll make another appearance.
Bye, producer Sean. Thanks.
There is actually.
Not the crickets. Not the magic.
I'm just like clicking buttons. There we go. We got it. Yeah. That was a
They
fun break.
Really, the
They
applause
loved
is
that.
really enthusiastic.
They really loved that. Okay, well, thank you so much, producer Sean.
Thanks, producer Sean.
I did not know that. Lord knows when I transferred to ASU, I did not have a 3.5. So that's pretty awesome.
I think I barely graduated with one, to be fair. So, yeah,
hard.
school isn't for everybody.
Yes, I commend you, producer Sean. That's a pretty good grade. Okay.
All right.
So with financial aid, I did want to say, Elise, what do you think the difference is between financial aid and student business services?
I actually have no idea what student business services even is. So,
Yes.
can't even tell you.
So-
Couldn't even tell you.
When I was a student, the first thing that I did when I was having some financial trouble, let's say,
As they do.
I went to financial aid and they said, well, I don't know anything about your charge history. We can't really help you.
Oh.
You need to talk to student business services.
Oh.
Student business services, the difference between the two is that student business services handles the finances tab on your My ASU.
Oh.
Yep. So any charges you have, tuition payments, all of that is through student business services. But with financial aid, all they really handle is scholarships and FAFSA, Pell Grants, things like that.
Okay.
So when you go to your finances and you're like, holy cow, what is this charge? You should talk to student business services and not financial aid, because what I will tell you is there is a very long queue for financial aid. And the last thing you want to do is waste your time trying to talk to the wrong person.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Because there are so many. Well, even like how we were breaking up here, I don't know the difference between all of these. So I would be a new student going to financial aid and waiting for the wrong person.
It makes sense. Finances is in the name. What else? Okay.
Is that a physical place, or is that student business services? Do they have an
Yeah.
office? They
So
do?
if you, it kind of depends. Well, yes. So they do. So here at Tempe, they are at the, oh gosh, let me see. I think it's like Student Services Building. Nailed it. So in the Student Business Services Building is a bunch of places.
Yes.
And one of them is financial aid.
Yes.
And on the second floor is Student Business Services.
Okay.
So I believe downtown, they tend to be in the same area. So, but my advice is either reach them by email. So Student Business Services is sbs@asu.edu, and financial aid is, I think, finances@asu.edu. Or maybe it's financial aid.
You just know those off the top of your head.
I tend to send out these a lot.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so you can always go in person. If you're using benefits, it should, depending on what benefit you're using, it may be automatically applied to your ASU account, or it will go as a stipend into your whatever direct deposit you set up through the VA. And so you might need to apply that through My ASU.
Right.
So something to keep in mind, but that's how you pay stuff. If you take too long to pay a certain bill by the due date that's on your My ASU, you might get a late fee charge. I believe it's $10.
Oh.
Longer than that, I think it goes up to 25.
Ooh.
Make sure you're on top of it. Make sure you're looking at your finances tab to make sure everything's on track. Call the Pat Tillman Veteran Center if you haven't got a payment yet. Call the VA hotline as well. That way you are on track and taking care of business. Regarding scholarships, we already kind of skipped over it. And thank you again to producer Sean for talking about financial aid and some scholarships that financial aid helps with. I want to go a little bit more in depth. Unpaid intern Ken was telling me, and some people were in the same issue or having the same experience, where their parents are active duty or they are veterans, but their parent already used the GI Bill, and so they don't have benefits.
Right.
So when I was going into ASU, my dad had some GI Bill set aside for me. And then, of course, as a veteran, like I had accrued some as well. So I ran out of my dad's GI Bill in like 2 months.
Yeah.
It was very quickly. There is a scholarship in place that helps those dependents who need a little bit of extra support when that GI Bill runs out. That is the Dependent Scholarship. We did a really fun event at the The
The
VFW?
VFW. Yeah,
Or I think it was the Legion, actually.
you're right. It was the American Legion.
Yep.
Post. I want to say 39.
I don't remember. But it was out in Mesa, and
Scratch that.
we raised a ton of money.
We raised, I want to say, over $2,000.
Nice. So
It was very fun.
yeah,
It's an all day thing, family friendly. We'll have another one again in November 1st.
yes, we will.
VFW fundraiser.
Yep.
So
That one's for the one other thing, and I'm glad that you plugged that because that scholarship is for graduate veterans. So
yeah, we have a bunch of different scholarships.
yeah.
Bunch.
I don't know, at least I don't know if you've experienced this or seen this, but there's not a ton of scholarships for graduate students.
No,
I don't know why, but this scholarship, I believe it's, oh God, I don't remember the name, but that scholarship is specifically for supporting the folks who are doing their graduate level programs,
Right.
And are not able to access additional support,
Right.
or they ran out of GI Bill,
Right.
like some people. Anyways, so that's a great one. I also always plug our military scholar page on our PTVC at asu.edu website.
Yeah, if you want the full list of
Yeah.
what's current and available, our website will have
Mm-hmm.
our available scholarships. But
Yeah.
then for more ASU general, not just military connected.
Yep. I would go to through that page. You can go to the scholarship universe, which was set up by the financial aid office, and that is basically every single scholarship you can apply for at ASU for ASU students. It's pretty great. If you answer a couple questions in there, they'll give you scholarships that are specific to you.
Oh, wow.
So if you are a business student, they will filter out scholarships for engineering students, for history students, and they will give you one specifically for engineering, or you can go a little bit more broad.
Right.
That one's pretty great. I always love to plug that U.S. Veterans magazines. They're listing, I think it's like, oh gosh, let's see. U.S. Veteran Magazine, usveteransmagazine.com/scholarships. They have an entire list of like all of the different military scholarships you can apply for. I love that one because it's so niche. It's specific to if you're the child of a Marine Corps person, you can apply for this.
Right.
If you are the son of an Army person or an Army veteran, you can and your parent did this job, you can apply for this scholarship.
Yeah.
They tend to be for undergrad students, but there's still a great way to find out additional support.
Well, even on top of that, not just the veterans, but there are so many niche scholarships. Like when
Yeah.
I was doing scholarship research, when I was going to school, I mean, this was, oh my God, what, like 5-6 years ago? But when I was looking to go to college, when I was looking to go to college, there, I forget what the website was called, scholarships.com or something.
Yeah,
Something like that. And it was like, it's one example was like there's a scholarship for people with blue eyes or something. Like there's
Wow.
so like it is so niche. So like you
That's so
could
weird.
get it might be like $50, but you could
Yeah.
get money for like really I'm just saying if it comes down to
Yeah.
money's tight,
need
you know.
something.
If you need something, it just comes down to you taking the initiative to fill out the applications for the scholarships and researching what's available for you.
So in preparing for this, I did ask a couple people what's something that really concerned you as you were beginning to transition to being an ASU student.
Oh, well, yes, parking.
The number one thing was parking.
We know that. That's why it was a mailbag.
Yes. So if you really want a thorough answer, go to the last episode's mailbag. I will just say, I would look into that before classes start. Know where you got to park. And make sure when you do your classes that you're parking near where your classes are.
If you know you're going to be on campus and you know you need to park on campus, then you should know you need a parking pass. Uncommon knowledge that it's not just free parking at ASU, and especially if you're downtown, parking is absolute crap.
yeah.
It's crap. It's really crap. There's so many students, it's not enough space. And like Nathan said, make sure you're getting the pass that is for your campus or for where you need to be parking. If you're visiting different campuses, make sure you get a cross parking campus
Yep.
or you use the shuttle, which is free for
Yep.
students.
And you
it
can
will,
find where those stops are too.
exactly. You just do your research for what's around you. But the best thing is if you know you need to be parking, you got to do that ahead of time because first day is going to come around and you can't park and then you're late and that just comes into being unprepared for the first day.
Not to get too specific, but to your point,
Yeah.
let's say you park at lot 59,
Yeah.
which is right by the stadium,
Yeah.
and all of your classes are down here near the engineering wing or I don't remember, or WP Carey's
You're going to be
school.
walking
You're going to be walking
miles.
blocks.
Miles.
I think it's like a half a mile, and it's 115 degrees out here. So,
Not right now.
well, you know,
but
it can be.
if you're taking classes in the summer,
Yeah, yeah.
just be prepared.
be mindful.
And parking is also, we know it's expensive. So do what you can, make use of the resources like the shuttle. Uber, cut down on, what is it, emissions? What is it?
Emissions.
Emissions.
Yeah.
Be mindful of the planet, carpool.
Yeah.
Shuttle.
You know what I always did? And I was kind of lucky because I was at downtown. I would park near, well, I don't want to say that, but I would hop on the light rail. I would just take the light rail to class. You can go from downtown to Tempe using just the light rail. It's like $2 each time you're on it. Or you could be like me. When I was living downtown, I would just take a scooter all the way down. Whenever I missed the train, I would just take a scooter down.
There's scooters
Electric
everywhere.
scooter.
They're everywhere.
So many scooters.
They're on the streets.
Yep, you got to avoid them. Don't hit them.
I think that answers that pretty much.
You nailed it. That was great.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk a little bit about housing?
Let's talk about housing. Okay,
What are you
so what is available? What housing resources are there? Because you kind of mentioned people don't necessarily live on campus, but there's a lot of
Yeah.
places to live around campus that is full of student housing. So I think one is like the Union or something.
Yeah.
But you can also search ASU housing discounts. While it doesn't have like specific financial aid programs just for housing, it does have the housing portal. So it has like different rates for potentially ones that are open for students. So you can
Yeah.
see what's available, when you can move in, what do the rates look like, stuff like that. So there's also ASU housing resources, which is housing.asu.edu. So if you just want to look at that, there's also
Boom.
off-campus housing marketplace. I don't know. I haven't really looked into any of these because I did not live here. So,
Yeah.
but there's stuff around.
Yeah. I know one student who I think he just got out of the Marines. This is like month 2 of him being out of the Marines. And he really wanted the college experience. And so he's in the dorms now.
Wow.
And he hates it. So I will say you do not need to be in a dorm to have the full college experience.
Oh, heck no.
I lived off campus when I was at school. I don't know if you did as well, but
I was in a dorm my freshman year.
Yeah.
So I think it does.
would you say like it was?
I liked what I did, but also I think because I was on a sports team, so you
Oh, yeah.
kind of have assigned housing going into that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
as a regular student, I think, or not someone part of athletics or any extracurricular, I think the dorms actually can be a good option because if you were forced to find a roommate, I mean, it is really 50-50. You could
Yeah.
find, like, my freshman roommate was someone from down below. They were terrible.
Hell?
Yes.
Okay.
She was awful. She was so awful. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I had a terrible experience, but you can also find your best friends. And if you don't come in having anybody, you don't know how to make friends. I mean, being paired up with someone, I think, is a great opportunity too. And if you're only doing
Yeah.
it for freshman year, it's a good way to like get adjusted to college life.
Yeah. That's a good piece of advice because I think I was going at it from the angle of like, you're a veteran, you're 20 something.
Oh, yeah.
But also like, yeah, even for military connected people, like
Just
if you're
anybody,
if you're younger, like, then, you know, sorry, not to look directly at you, Harding. Even if you're younger, like I still think it's like a decent opportunity. My brother stayed at the dorms when he was going to ASU. Well, initially, I don't know. It's to each your own, but
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with living off campus. And I don't know. There is plenty of affordable options
Yeah.
nearby. If you have a car,
Get a roommate.
get a roommate.
Share the rent.
Hashtag
I know
get a roommate.
people are weird, but be safe. And, you know, if you do it safely, you can make some really good friends,
Yeah.
which is hard.
Amen.
Yeah.
Career Center, our amazing
What is
friends. What is the Career Center? So for those who are wondering what the Career Center is, we have some amazing friends over there. They're excellent folks. We actually have some work studies as well who are career peers.
Yeah.
You might talk to them, JC and Evelyn. But anyways, so both of them are, so really career services is all about helping set people up for post-graduation while they're here. Helping you get that dream job, get a job while you're here, connecting with internships, how to do a resume, how to do a cover letter, great things like that. So I would definitely reach out to Career Center if you are interested in preparing yourself for getting a job and you've never had one before, or you just want some additional support.
And if you are military connected, we host a lot of events geared towards career readiness. So my boss, I don't know what her title is, but Michelle Aposky, Director of Strategic Partnerships. There we go.
Nailed
it. But she works a lot with networking and making sure that we have partners with these businesses and future employers to help you guys get prepared. So we focus on that a lot at the center. So if you are connected and you want to stop by and join those events, it'll be posted in our newsletter. It'll be posted online wherever you can follow us. So,
Elise, what is Futures Night?
okay, so Futures Night is kind of whatever we were talking about with the Career Center, basically. So we're going to have an event where we're going to bring in an employer. I'm not sure who yet. I got to ask Michelle. But we're going to bring them in, and they're going to have like an info session, and there'll be food, and they're going to go over applications and resumes and kind of talk to you about any questions you might have if you're interested in this career field, if you need help with your resume, if you have any questions about getting started in this kind of stuff. So we host those pretty regularly.
What do students get to do during Futures Night? Do they get to like meet with people?
Yeah, so they'll meet with whoever is tabling, the employer, whoever else is coming, and then they can bring their resumes and have them like one-on-one look over it and answer questions that they have for that kind of stuff.
I know I've probably mentioned it already, but I know 2 people that met with somebody at Futures Night.
I know like 4.
And for that,
Yeah, like
then you say it.
No,
Yeah.
like 4 direct on the spot job offers, pretty much
Yeah.
from these events. So they are really helpful.
And this is not just like getting a job at the local Chick-fil-A. This
No,
is like
CIA, like literally Secret Service.
This is like someone who is graduating with a degree in like bioengineering and getting a job in the area that they want to work.
Yeah,
in.
no,
So,
it's very
great.
it's helpful. It's really good.
Yeah. So Tillman Time is basically a little bit more. It's a more focused version of Futures Night. So Futures Night, you're meeting a bunch of
Multiple
different people.
employers. Yeah.
Tillman Time is when a specific employer comes in and talks with a group of military connected folks who are working in that space. So I think upcoming we have the CIA coming in.
Secret Service. Yeah.
Or sorry, Secret Service coming in. And before we've had the CIA, we've had, oh boy, what are they? What is that? The people from First Command? We had First Command
We've
come
had
in.
a lot so
Yeah.
far. First Command, Desert Financial. We're gonna have a bunch.
So it's a great way to meet directly with people in the industry that you might be interested in working in, and getting to know firsthand. So it's a little bit more focused. They get to do a longer presentation. There is tons of food. It's pretty great.
It's all catered. But anyway, just stay tuned. Stay connected. Check out our newsletter. You'll get the updates for events. Let's close this out, man.
All right, one more thing. We
Nathan,
have counseling.
We have like 5
We have
minutes.
the counseling center. I'm just going to go through it so quickly. So I do want to bring up the counseling center. 24/7, 365 days a year. Open call, open chat. If you are struggling on Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever, you can always reach out to the counseling center. You are talking to real people, not AI, not a bot, a legit person on the other end who cares about you and wants to help you. and hear what you're going through. So I always suggest contacting Counseling Center if you're ever going through anything. It is confidential, only between you two. So if you're dealing with something, feel free to reach out and make sure you're taking care of yourself. College is stressful. Life can be stressful. You got to make sure you're putting yourself first. So that's all I got to say about that.
Thanks to our sponsor, BetterHelp.
Yep. Please use the code PTVC for 20% off. Thank you so much for watching this really long episode. We might have to split it into 2 parts.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
There's a lot of good stuff in here. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. Reach out to the people that we mentioned, the different departments.
Follow us on social media.
Follow us on social media.
Sun Devil Vets.
Sun Devil
Instagram.
Vets. Okay.
Sun Devil Vets on Instagram.
Nice.
Pat Tillman Veteran Center Outreach on LinkedIn.
Ooh.
Google our YouTube. I'm not sure the name off the bat.
Google or
Pat Tillman
Find us on
PTVC YouTube.
I think it's just like Pat Tillman Veteran Center on YouTube.
We'll see you next time, guys.
All right. Until next time.
Go Devils.
Boom! Bam!